Okay, I'm going to go to the whiteboard to do number 6. And again, if you're doing a large number of these things, I would write down the expansions before going forward. All right, so let me do that. Number 6 at the whiteboard. And I got to go to the whiteboard. I'm going to move this one up. It's one we just finished another section by expansion. And I got to scroll to that section of the notes where I have it. And I'll write this down for you. So we're trying to do the cube root of 1 minus x plus 2x squared. And they want me to take it out to 5 terms. So I'm going to say, a plus bx plus cx squared plus dx cubed plus ex to the 4th power. And that would be 5 terms, provided that the coefficients a, b, c, d, and e, none of them are 0. So what I need to do now, which is always a difficult thing for me, is to cube both sides. And if you did that, it's always difficult for me to do. Again, if I were doing a large number of these problems, I probably would want to write this down at once and then just keep reusing it over and over again. So it's going to be a cubed if I cube both sides. And then you're going to get plus 3 a squared bx. And then you're going to get plus, 3ab squared. Plus 3a squared c. And that's going to be x squared. Wow, I got to keep going. Plus, it's exhausting, 3a squared d. Plus 6abc. Plus b cubed. And that's going to be x cubed. Whoops, that's a cube there. This is why the worst thing about doing the problem is writing it down. 3ac squared, a squared a, plus 2abd, plus b squared c, x4. By the way, this goes on forever, and we just don't have the time to do that. So what I'm going to do now is start to equate coefficients. I think probably the a is the easiest one to do. And the a would have to be 1 by just looking at it. And that's fairly simple to do. So looking at this over here, the a's got to be 1. All right, I'll write that down for you. I'll put a box in indicating that's really important to me. The next one's also pretty easy to do. I'll write it down for you. And that's going to be 3a squared b. That's a coefficient on the x term. And that has to be equal to minus 1. Let's write this down. It's going to be 3b is equal to minus 1. All right, so b is minus 1/3. As you can see, as we move forward, each step we move forward, it's going to get more difficult. All right, I got to go to the next one, which is the square term. Let's go to that. And this is the coefficient on the square term. And this is the coefficient on the square term over here. I got to equate those now. So the number 2 is going to be equal to 3ab squared plus 3a squared c. Well, I know a and b. So let's write this over here. 2 equals, well, it's going to be 3 times a. That's going to be 3 times 1. And b squared is going to be 1/9. Plus 3 times 1 times c. Right? More work. I got to do it. You get 2 equals 1/3 plus 3c. Make sure I did that right. Yeah, 1/3, 3c. I can multiply both sides by 3. This would be 6 equals 1 plus 9c. we can get here 5 equals 9c. Divide both sides by 9, you get 5/9, and that equals c. All right? Someone says, what are you going to do next? Oh, I got to get d. How do you get d? And you see this really goes on for some time, doesn't it? So let's take a look at it. And I want to highlight it for you. And I'm going to highlight this. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. This here, there are no cubes. That has to be 0. So I'm going to write that down for you. So 3a squared d plus 6a bc plus b cubed has got to be equal to 0. Okay, I got troubles now. I got to do this. So 3a squared d is 3d plus 6abc. 6, a is 1, b is minus 1/3, and c was 5/9. Plus, it's tough, right? The b cubed, that's going to be minus 1 over 27 equals 0. All right, I got to do it. Not pleasant, but we can do it. 3d minus, let's see what I get there. I'm going to reduce it by a 3. So you get minus 10, right? Because I reduced it by a 3, and that's 9. And then you get minus 1/27 equals 0. I can multiply both sides by 27. You get 81d minus 30 minus 1 equals 0. And you're going to get 81d equals 31, or d equals 31 over 81. So d is done. All right? Now, you might think it's over. Not really. I only have 1, 2, 3, 4 coefficients, and they want 5. And let's hope this e is not going to turn out to be 0. So where's that next term I got? Wow, look at that guy. It's, let me highlight this for you. There's this guy right over here. Whoops. This guy. All right, let's write this down. Three times a c squared plus a squared e plus a b d plus b squared c has got to be equal to 0. There is no fourth degree term. Let's make sure I copied it down right, though. AC squared, A squared E. Whoops, I didn't do it right, did I? That's a 2 there, isn't it? All right, let's hope things go smoothly. And let's write this down. So 3. A is 1. And what's C squared? 25 over 81. Plus A is 1, and that's going to just be an E now. Now let's do the 2ABD. B is minus 1/3. And what's D? Oh, 31 over 81. So you can get minus, let's see, minus 62. Error is going to crop into it. I hope I don't make an error. If I made an error before, this is definitely going to be an error. 243. All right, now we got to do the b squared. Let me get my eraser out. Do the b squared. That's 1/9. And then the c, and the c is 5/9. and that's going to be 5 over 81 equals 0. I'm going to multiply by 3, and you get 25. Oh, I'm distributing 3, I should say. 25. You know what I'm going to do? I'll divide both sides by 3, just to make it a little bit easier for me. And what do you get? If I divide both sides by 3, you get 25 over 81 plus e minus 62, 243, plus 5 over 81 equals 0. All right. And you're going to get e minus 62, 243, plus 30 over 81 equals 0. I can multiply both sides by 243. 243e minus 62. 81 goes into 243 3 times. You get plus 90 equals 0. 243e. And that's going to be 28, right? I'm sorry. I went way too quick there. Plus 28 equals 0. So e will equal minus 28 over 243. All right, so what I'm going to do is just check to make sure I got the right coefficients looking at the key now. All right, and someone says, what coefficient are you talking about? These coefficients, did I get them right? And let's look at the key. And, certainly I'm going to point out, if you're looking at a key, you're hoping you're getting the same results. If you're not, though, there's something wrong somewhere. And what I want to do is look at the key. Just give me a second to do so. And did I get the right A? Yes. The B is minus 1/3. Yes. Did I get the right C? Yes, it's 5/9. I'm looking around. Did I get D? 31 over 81. Yes. Did I get the E? Minus 28 over 243. It's remarkable. All right. Now, what's remarkable? I didn't make a mistake in the arithmetic somewhere, but we got it. All right. Now, again, I recommend, writing it down now. What I mean by that, I'll write this over here for you. And again, we're just checking this thing out in the key. Let me write the answer down now. Cube root of 1 minus x plus 2x squared is equal to 1 minus 1/3 x plus 5/9 plus 31 over 81 x cubed minus 28 over 243 x4 plus yada, yada, yada. It goes on forever. Now, again, I want to make sure I copy some numbers down. Go look at the key again. A was 1, B was minus 1/3. I got that. C was 5/9. Yep. D is 31 over 81. And E was minus 28 over 243. Yeah, this is the answer. They said to at least 5 terms. We got that. And again, check the key. Is that in the key? It certainly is. 1 minus 1/3 x, 5/9 x squared, 31 over 81 x cubed, minus 28 over 240 x4. They did go in an additional place. You don't need to do that. It says at least 5, and you got 5, and you're done. Thank you.